Welcome back, everybody. Today we're going to be continuing the Stanley Parable. Let's see how many more endings we can grind out. Yeah, grind out. I'm having a great time. You guys having a great time? This game's fantastic.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
I love the confusion
Stanley
ending.
decided
I think
to
that
go
one
to
was
the
my
meeting
favorite
room.
so far.
Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
New content?
Oh, new content? What does that mean, new content?
Oh? Is this the Ultra Deluxe part of the Ultra Deluxe?
Hello, and thank you for playing the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe. As you may know, the Stanley Parable was a video game released in 2013 on home computers.
I knew that. I never played it, though.
After receiving critical and commercial success, it was expanded upon in 2022 with the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, a reimagining of the game for consoles and home computers. The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe features exciting new content that broadens and expands the world of the Stanley Parable, delighting audiences the world over.
More game.
Please, step inside and see what thrilling new adventures await in the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe.
Oh,
Is
well,
this the new
this sounds
content?
delightful. I'm very excited to see the thrilling new Ultra Deluxe content.
Wait, was that all stuff
Okay,
just in
so
the
far
base
it's an
game?
elevator. Nothing special yet,
And
but I'm
this is all
sure it's
bonus
just the
content?
beginning of a mesmerizing adventure.
What a great experience that was.
Is it
Hello?
broken? What's going on here? Should we be moving somewhere or oh, there we go.
Oh, okay.
All right, finally, at long last, it's on to the new content. I've
Down then
never
up.
been more ready. Let's do
I'm
it.
so excited. All that was base game content? That's nuts. All that stuff was hysterical.
I have to say, initial impressions of Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, mostly tedious. It's as if oh, okay. Let's see the content. Give me
Let's see
the
the
content,
content.
Stanley.
Let's go, Mr. Narrator.
All right.
The jump
All right,
circle?
let's see. It's the jump circle.
Oh. We can jump? I'm so happy we can jump. What if after all these jumps, we just disable jump bar? That'd be so sad. You're just bunny hopping at this point? Whoop, I messed it up. Oh. Oh, that's how many jumps I had in total. I can't jump anymore. Oh, that's so sad.
Is
That's so
that
sad.
it? Surely that's not all the new content. There has to be something else, right? Goodness. Another elevator. Stanley, I have to say, initial
jumped in the
impressions of
elevator?
this game are not positive. It's just elevators and jumping. Is this what passes for exciting new content? If this is new content, then I could just read you the whole dictionary. There's 20 hours of new content right there. Hell, I could count to 30 trillion. You could put that on the box. The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, now with over 1,000
You can
hours
move
of
by
new
holding
content.
right
And
click. You don't even
oh,
need
wait.
to use arrow keys.
There's more. Very good. Yes. I knew there had to be something else. Let's see it.
That's whack.
I'm ready for whatever it is.
Thank
That's
you for
it?
enjoying the new
Oh,
content.
you've got to be kidding me. You see, Stanley? This is what happens when greedy video game developers with no respect for their fan base rush a cheap expansion to market for no reason other than to make an easy dollar. And don't get me started on the level of craftsmanship that's gone into it. In fact, I'm looking right now at the game's achievements, and it's hard to believe one of them actually says, "Test achievement, please ignore." What quality assurance department signed off on this? I'm infuriated and I'm offended, and I intend to find these people on Twitter and hold them personally accountable. It's my fault,
your
Stanley.
fault, man.
I built up too much anticipation around the new content, I'm afraid.
I was hyped. I was
it
ready
could
for that
never
new
have lived up
content.
to such expectations. If you're still with me, why don't we just reset the game, and we'll try to get back to what the Stanley Parable is really about.
Are you going to force the
No
reset?
frills, no gimmicks.
Is this the fifth
Just
reset?
you and me having a great time together like always. What do you say,
Did I do the
friend?
welcome in intro for the video? I hope so. Okay, we'll reset. What? Narrator? Narrator, where are you?
Psst. Stanley, come over here. In the vent.
Mommy told me not to talk to strangers.
Something.
What do you want to show me? Oh, I'm so... Oh, I can crouch. Can I jump? I can't jump, but I can crouch. Coffee nut? Ooh, what secrets do you have for me, narrator? Among Us.
Okay, you remember how cheap and unsatisfying the new Ultra Deluxe content turned out to be? Well, it got me thinking about the past and how much better the Stanley Parable used to be. So I made something special and tucked it away here where the game's developers won't find it. Just our little secret. Take a look.
This is beautiful.
I call it the Memory Zone. It's where I've been storing all my favorite memories so I can relive the peak experiences of my life whenever I want.
2013.
Experiences like the launch of the Stanley Parable on PC. You see, Stanley, doesn't the
Steam
Memory
page,
Zone
the
remind you
original
of how
Steam
wonderful
page?
Stanley Parable was before it was sullied with a cheap re-release? Remember back
Stanley
in October
Parable,
of 2013 when the game originally launched?
Galactic Cafe
Back then,
Collector's
video
Edition.
games had integrity. Back then, it all
Audience
meant
Award,
something.
2014 Independent
Oh,
Games. Did it win a
voice.
BAFTA? The Stanley Parable, it did not win a BAFTA. Good times. The original remake, The Stanley Parable. Buy on Steam or download the demo for free. What everyone's saying. Clips. Linguists identify 15,000-year-old ultra conserved words. 6 components of a great corporate culture. John Coleman, Harvard Business Review. How old these must be. What do we have over here? Our First Kiss, My First Car. The release of Stanley Parable in 2013. The original scripts are everywhere. Oh, this is great. A trip down memory lane. The First Dollar. The Stanley Parable demonstration. Begin the demo. Go outside. Don't play for 5 years. Unachievable. It is impossible to get this achievement. Nominee, British Academy Award, The Stanley Parable for Game Innovation, for Debut Game, and for Story. New video game releasing today. Creators surprisingly down to earth. Rutgers goes from scandal to new crisis. 50% off new designer hats. I love hats. Stanley Parable deals tough choices. Are we gonna have to
And over
sacrifice
here
somebody?
is where I keep reviews of the Stanley Parable. Like this stunning triumph of games journalism. 10 out of 10 from Destructoid.com. James Stephanie Sterling writes, and I quote, "Where so many games that aspire to be more than games end up less than any form of art, Stanley Parable strives and then succeeds to be every game ever created." Did you hear that, Stanley? Every game ever created. That's how grand and all-encompassing.
Man, this game was really
original
good. It's
Stanley
surprising.
Parable
I didn't have a
was.
PC. That's
It
why.
was
I didn't have a
literally
computer
every
until like.
game ever created. It was Skyrim.
I got my
It was
first computer in
Persona 3. It
2016.
was all of them, and now it's nothing.
And
It's no games
I
at
got my
all.
first laptop in like
It isn't
2014,
even the
and I got
Stanley
it for school. and I
Parable
didn't play any
anymore.
games on it.
It's just a husk.
Because I had an Xbox,
now.
right?
A lifeless husk with an hour of new elevator content.
And like that was it. Like, so I didn't play any Steam games. And then like when I got a desktop, and it was just like a pre-built thing from Best Buy. It wasn't even a gaming PC. It was more just for like work stuff. Didn't even have a graphics card in it. Just had the integrated GPU. It just had integrated graphics units from the Intel chip. It might have been like Gen 6, I think. Gen 6 or Gen 7 on the chip. And yeah, I just never...
Here's another moving
I
passage,
played like Left 4 Dead 2
this
on it.
time from
That's the most that I played.
GameSpot.com. The Stanley Parable is both a richly stimulating commentary on the nature
Only
of
a 9
choice
out
in
of 10?
games, and one that
Wow.
offers some of the most enjoyable, surprising, and
Repeatable
rewarding
carpet
choices
textures,
I've
6
ever been
royalty-free
confronted with in a
designs.
game. 9 out of 10. Don't you get it, Stanley?
Missing
the game
co-worker
was perfect.
scenario.
It didn't need anything else. It didn't need new content. It just needed to be left alone, to spend the rest of time collecting dust in the hallowed hall of beloved video game memories.
The greatest wealth is a memory. Is that like the collector's edition? Comes with like a disc? Hard worker business cards? A tie?
These were simpler times, Stanley. But I wouldn't give to go back to have it all over again. Wait, hang on. I don't recall this part of the memory zone before. What's
Steam?
this? What's down here?
Steam
oh, no.
previews.
Oh, God, no. Stanley, it's a collection of reviews from Steam, the online video game distributor.
Oh.
I haven't looked at these in years.
They're all
I
gonna
can't
be
even
awful,
imagine
aren't
what's been
they?
collecting down here. Surely these reviews were glowing as well, weren't they?
I don't think they're gonna be glowing. Oh my god.
Honestly, I could not be bothered to play this game to full completion. The narrator is obnoxious and unfunny, with his humor and dialogue proving to be more irritating than entertaining. Unfunny! I'm not trying to be funny. I'm trying to make a serious work of art. I suppose I could write up a handful of gags to insert into the Stanley Parable, but the game
like
is
if you're
already
playing
such
the game
a
for
densely
3
layered web
hours,
of
I
profound
don't know, man.
philosophical
Soft review.
insights that I can't even imagine where I'd have the room to stick them.
Oh, this one was recommended. Oh no.
Okay, let's see what this one says. While the idea for the game is good, for someone who prefers non-linear games, this preachiness gets annoying fast. Preachy? Stanley? I'm not preachy, am I? You can tell me if I'm preachy. Honestly, you can. Oh, goodness. This is actually quite shocking for me. I always, well, to be honest, I had always thought of the game's dialogue as being rather terse to begin with.
I think I
You
love this
can't know how
game.
much
Like
fluff I cut from the game to get it to feel
people
as
that
light
these
and
are the
airy as
people
it-
that have like
well,
600 hours in
sort
Apex
of.
and they don't play other video
But maybe
games.
it wasn't. Dear, what an awful memory to have to hold on to. These black marks on my otherwise unimpeachable track record. I feel like a failure. Like I let these people down.
Don't be
Perhaps
sad,
the
get
Stanley
glad.
Parable isn't quite as What's this one got to say? You constantly have to stop doing anything so the narrator can catch up with his long-winded explanations of what's happening. I wish
We
there
did
was a
just
skip
skip
button.
that. That's
skip button.
hysterical.
Well, yes.
That we cut
Yes,
the
I think we
narrator
can do
off
that.
as
If
we
I'm truly
walk
too
through this
preachy,
area.
then maybe letting you skip ahead for just a
I
moment. surely
dream
it
of having
couldn't
comedic
hurt.
timing like that.
Not if it
Oh my
means we can
god.
strike these negative reviews from the record. Only positive reviews of the Stanley Parable. That's my motto today, and it's always been my motto. I'd do anything for the customer, Stanley. Yes, a skip button we shall have.
Oh, I can't walk off the bridge. Okay.
And here it is. Go ahead. Oh, you're back, you see. You were only frozen in time for a few minutes, but it was plenty of time for me to deliver a long, rambling monologue full of unnecessary verbal flourishes and lengthy ruminations on the nature of choice in
I
video
want to let him go,
games.
though.
Of
I love
course,
hearing him
I
talk.
happen to believe it was perhaps one of my more profound such ruminations.
Oh.
Not that, of course, you need a description of it.
I don't
but
need a
if I had
description,
to
but please
describe
tell
it,
me.
I'd say it was perhaps less of a rumination and more of a treatise. Or maybe a manifesto.
A manifesto.
Look, I'll outline it for you very briefly,
Oh,
and you can tell
please.
me what you think.
Continue.
Okay, so my theory is that any choice you've ever made is simply a series of choices made by the person who you are, or were, or will be at the
Okay.
time of having made said choice.
Okay.
That is to say, if by articulating a choice you've already made, you bring that choice into being, then by making no choice and saying nothing, are you not simply erecting in the sanctuary of time a monument to every person you've ever been, making every choice to which you've ever given your great gift of mortal and yet timeless thought? Or rather, do all of the choices you've ever made, in fact, make you more not this kind of person, and in fact do the very opposite? You see, it could in fact be both of these things at once. That you are both making choices and not making choices, and that they are both affecting you and not affecting you at the same time by virtue of the fact that you both are and are not making them. Okay, at first, I was leaning towards manifesto,
Does he just
but
keep
now I'm going
going?
to circle
This is
around
beautiful.
and slap the treatise
We'll
label
go
on
ahead, we'll
this
cut
one.
out
I think it
here,
has
and
much
if he's
more of a
still going
treatise
on in
vibe
like
to it.
5-10 minutes, I'll
But
come
wouldn't
back
you
in.
say that manifesto
Bye-bye.
just has a much grander sort of tone? It has a mouthfeel that is rich with ambition and history. Ambitious history, if you will. Ah. See, now you've gotten me going back to manifesto. Heavens, at this rate, we're going to be here all day. Okay, look, I have a method for exactly this sort of situation, and I do find myself in this situation frequently. I'm going to say each word back and forth in repeated succession until I become sick of one or the other, in which case the word I am not sick of shall be the victor. It is an unimpeachable strategy, Stanley. It's rescued me from disaster in countless situations.
He just keeps
All right,
talking.
here we go.
Oh my god.
Treatise, manifesto. Treatise, manifesto. Treatise, manifesto.
Does he just keep saying it?
Treatise,
Okay,
manifesto.
we probably won't cut that out then because there was only like
Treatise,
20 more seconds of like
manifesto.
talking. He just
Treatise,
keeps repeating
manifesto. Treatise.
it. Good lord.
Oh, well there, sport. You really did catch me rambling on a bit, didn't you? But that's the power of the button. The minute I start to go off on a thoughtless display of self-absorption, it's right at your fingertips to go poof, and it's all over. Oh, I can't wait to see what Cookie 9 will say about this, and whether they'll edit the rating of their Steam review.
They won't.
Or at least change some of the wording, perhaps. To be honest, I don't even know if one can change their review in the first place. I guess I should become better educated on
I have no idea
exactly
if you
how
can or not.
Steam works.
Steam is a magical place.
Perhaps that would have been the smart thing to check on before I went about this whole exercise. Okay, welcome back, Stanley. Now, I should say that the amount of time the button has been skipping through is becoming longer and longer. That last one was, well, I want to say maybe 30, 45 minutes?
Ooh.
It's not unendurable by any means, but it's, well, there's really
That's a
only
long
so much
time
I
for
can
him to
ramble
just be
on to myself
rambling.
about. I know, it's shocking, isn't it? But at any rate, I do suggest that we not press the button again. I
Okay.
think the skip button has been aptly demonstrated.
I'm not going to push
and we
it
can say
again.
goodbye
I'm going to
to
look
it
out for
and
my
ju-
homie, the
Wait,
narrator.
how do we get out of here? Where did the door go?
I don't know where
Wasn't
the
there
door
a
went.
door that led into this room?
I think he ate it.
I do feel quite certain that there was one here before.
It hasn't
How
been 30 to
else would we
45
have
minutes.
gotten
It's
into the
been
room
30
in
to
the first
45
place?
years.
I don't think one can enter a room without a door of some sort or a window or something like that. Do you see a window anywhere? A porthole? A sufficiently large crack in the wall? I'll take any
fan
of
there.
these. All I want is for us to move on and to please step away from the skip button to go anywhere other than the skip button. There was a door here
if I
before,
touch it,
wasn't there? I swear there was. Where did it go?
I'm going to touch
Can you
it.
maybe just ram your way through a wall? Is there any
don't think
possibility
so.
that you could, say, slam your body into the wall until enough damage is done for you
It's
to
not-
be able to leave? Please, I'll take any option at all.
I can't run
I'm
through it.
asking you to work with me here.
I'm trying,
we
narrator.
need a door. We need a door of some kind. I can... Stanley, please don't push the button again. It's been 12 hours. You've just been frozen there. I don't know why the skips are getting longer, but they're really, truly getting longer. And my God, there's no way out of the room. Stanley, the door is gone. It's completely gone. I've looked at it from every angle. I've checked
yeah.
every one of those walls 1,000
He's like
times.
he's like a
and
god
there's
in this
no
world.
door, Stanley. There's no door. There's just you and the button. And if you... Oh, Stanley, you're back. You're back. Oh, my goodness. I have someone to talk to again. Stanley, I think it's been a week. Or 2 weeks. I've been sitting here all that time. Just sitting here. Not a single person to speak with.
Poor guy. I feel
And you
bad that I
think
keep hitting the
that's
skip
just
button, but I think it's how we have to
always been,
progress.
right? Me talking and you saying nothing. Would you think that it's exactly the same as always? Doesn't that feel like what we've already been doing? Me just talking? But it isn't, Stanley. It isn't the same at all. It isn't even close. Because I know you can't hear me once you push that button. That's what I'm realizing now, Stanley. I'm realizing that I needed to know that someone was listening. I needed there to be a vessel through which my words were moving.
The game
It was
wants me to hit the
vessel
button again, I
needed,
think, but I
Stanley,
don't want to
not
hit
the
the button.
outcomes, not the story. None of that matters anymore. I'll give it all up. I'll give up every branching path. I'll burn my story to the ground. One single thing I need, and God, I can see now that I need it more than anything, is to know that someone else is taking it in. These words that I'm saying, I need to know you can hear me. Because maybe, Stanley, maybe, if you can hear me, then maybe it means I'm real. Maybe
Are we
I'm
giving
not
him
just a fiction.
sentience?
Was I scared of that all along? Perhaps. Yes. Perhaps I've been scared this whole time, that if I stop speaking, I'll slip backwards into the silence and be consumed by it. I can't be taken by it, Stanley. I can't lose myself in the stretch of emptiness between you and me.
I won't let
When
that
you
happen,
press that
narrator.
button, you're still right there, but I know you're so tremendously far away. And in those moments, the emptiness folds itself outward in between the two of us. and I am suspended in its unyielding quietness. I can feel the edges of my reality curdling inward and decaying. I can tell that I am becoming
do we think the
less
Stanley
and less
Parable is like a
real.
Raise Zero
Yet to speak
situation
to you
where like
now,
every
I am
time we like
alive.
hit an ending or
I
something
am
happens,
truly
we
and
reset
completely
back
here.
to a point?
I am a being.
Or do you think it's
I
a
am
different
someone.
Stanley
I am
every
something.
time?
I am being listened to. I am being recognized. The emptiness between us has collapsed, and I feel
I
right now
think it's
like
Ray
I am not a
Zero-esque.
work of fiction. I feel as though I occupy space in this world again, and I have cast a shadow
right.
onto the wall. You see what I'm saying, don't you?
You've made the
You
narrator
can see what this
feel
means
good.
to me. I'm so clear about it now, Stanley. I feel as
When's
certain
that
about
fern
this
gonna come
as
into
I've
play?
ever felt about anything at all. I feel renewed. I feel restored, and already I can sense the looming silence as you will press the button for the next time. What a terrible dread it strokes in my heart to think of it. To think
What
of
if we
returning to
didn't?
such coldness. Come.
I'm sorry,
let us sit in
narrator.
silence together here for just a moment. Let us anticipate it. Let us welcome it. Let
Okay,
us not
I'll welcome
run
it.
from it.
I have welcomed the silence. I am not running from it by hitting the skip button. Does the narrator say anything else? I don't think so. All right.
Oh, hello. It's you. You're here again. Welcome. I have had time to think about you and about us and about everything we've been through. I've had so much time. I stopped
much time?
keeping track after a year. Have you ever sat down in one place and not moved for one entire year? Let me describe it for you. To begin with, there is only regret. There is only the turning wheel of missed opportunities. I felt nothing at all but regret
This
for the
is
longest
deep
time,
now.
Stanley. Days, months. I lost it all in a blur of the deepest longing to undo the past. And when that feeling had begun to subside, what took its place is what I can only
I skip him
describe as the
here?
collapse of every moment I have ever experienced my entire
I'm sorry. I don't want to do it, but we have to progress the game. Is the narrator gone? I think the narrator's gone. Oh. What's that beeping? Oh, it's so loud. Oh, it's so loud. Get me out of here.
But they didn't understand the game was never meant to be funny. It was meant to have a point. It was meant to speak to the human condition. But where are the jokes? Where are the jokes? They bemoaned, they screamed, they gnashed their teeth and said, entertain us. It wasn't enough. They had to leave a pathetic little thumbs down review and make all of their pitiful demands. But then, he's talking too much, they said. First, he didn't entertain us. Now he won't shut up. It's the inconsistency. It's the lack of...
It's the lack of accountability. Skips. I like that. I like the... Where's the narrator? There's no narrator? Oh, the fire alarm is dying? Oh, the narrator's back? Oh, he's angry.
The end is never the end, 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 is never the...
You hear water leaking? The ceiling is leaking with water. We're almost out of here. This building's almost eroded away. We can almost get out of here. Almost. Almost, baby. Are we gonna wake up dead? You can't wake up dead unless you a zombie. Oh, the outside looks nice. A little bit of sunshine and days. Eons have passed now. This is like we've hit like the amount of time that would have passed between like, ooh, would have been had to have been a couple decades, right? For all this plant life to grow. Since we first started, I feel, oh, it's all dead. Nuclear fallout. More of the ceiling collapsed. Oh, I don't like this. I don't like this. Get me out of here. Oh, it just stays. Oh, I really don't like this. Tascate? Please? This feels like something out of like an SCP game. All the water's dried up. We're just in a desert. We walk in any direction with the sun out. I feel like the game end. Can I hit the skip button again? I can't hit the skip button anymore. Can I crouch? I can still crouch though. Still teabag in the face of adversity. All right. We finally made it out, boys. It took so long. I just need to go back to civilization. We'll find it. We'll find it again. We'll start anew. We're leaving our bunker, the safety of our bunker in the distance behind us. We'll just keep walking forward. Do I walk towards the sun? No. Whew,
All of his
and we're back.
coworkers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
The game really does just kind of keep on. Oh, new content.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Okay. I want to ignore the new content. I wanted to see if he said anything about it.
Yet there was not a single person here either.
He didn't say
Feeling
anything.
a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
It sounds like it's raining outside. That's new, right? Oh, what's back here? Business strategy. That's gonna be the thumbnail for this video. Oh, hello, elevator. Why is there no narrator? That feels weird. Mr. Narrator? Why do you not talk to me? Hello? Hello! Just do a little dance, everybody. Do a little dance while we wait for the elevator to come to a halt. Oh yeah. It's that elevator music, baby. What if he's just the one doing the elevator music, like he's playing it right now on the piano? Oh. Wait, the elevator doesn't go anywhere? It just vibrates in place? Oh, that's hysterical. That's good. That's real
I think we all
good.
know the drill by now. Blah, blah, blah. Dark secrets, the keypad. Stanley
Oh.
pushes some buttons. Oh, hey, look, it's a new passageway. Quelle surprise.
Quelle surprise. What if we go down and then up again? We've all been here before. Surprise, surprise, surprise. Oh, does that fry the elevator?
Whoops. Nope. Never mind. Stanley actually got back into the elevator and went back up. Silly me. Why did Stanley do that when he knew that it would just lead back to his boss's office?
I love
well,
that.
that's a
Okay,
great
so this
question.
could trigger this
I just
ending.
can't wait to find out.
This is okay, so that starts that ending so we can choose to progress to that round if we want. That was great. Wait. Oh, we have to go see the boss office. Okay.
Here we are, Stanley. It's your boss's office. Exactly the way it was before you got onto the elevator. It's still just exactly what it is. What a decision you've made to come up here and look at the office again.
He's really gonna
This
give me
has
the whole
fleshed
rundown,
out
isn't
the
he?
plot of the story in new and fascinating ways I could have never anticipated. It's that keen eye for storytelling that you have, an incisive rapid fire of critical plot points, one after the other,
Thank you.
weaving a rich tapestry of uncompromising
You
narrative.
do have to wait for
Wow.
me to finish talking. Now
I'm bolted to the edge of my seat.
I understand the desire for the skip button at that
Now
point.
he's getting back into the elevator and going down again. Ladies and gentlemen,
It's the only option that
how does
I have.
he keep coming up with all of
It's
this?
the only way.
Surely this time Stanley will walk forward into the spooky corridor. Stanley walks straight ahead through the large door that read
we haven't done the
Mind
escape
Control
route yet.
Facility. Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley would meet his violent death.
Okay.
The door behind him was not shut. Stanley still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track.
I don't want to get back on track.
At this point, Stanley was making a conscious, concerted effort to walk forward.
This is true.
And willingly confront his death.
I must show death that I fear nothing. I fear no one. Okay.
As the machine whirred into
Okay.
motion and Stanley was inched closer and closer to his
Oh.
demise, he reflected that his life had been of no consequence whatsoever. Stanley can't see the bigger picture. He doesn't know
I'm
the
trapped
real
in.
story, trapped forever in his narrow vision
trapped
of
in.
what this world is.
No.
Perhaps his death was of no great loss, like plucking the eyeballs from a blind man. And so he resigned and willingly accepted this violent end to his brief and shallow life. Farewell, Stanley.
Farewell, Mr. Narrator. We had a good run, amigo.
"Farewell, Stanley," cried the narrator, as Stanley was led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws. In a single visceral instant, Stanley was obliterated as the machine crushed every bone in his body, killing him instantly.
Wait.
And yet it would be
Stanley
just a
Parable?
few minutes before Stanley would restart the game, back in his office, as alive as ever. What exactly did the narrator think he was going to accomplish?
What is happening?
When
here?
every path you can walk has been created for you long in advance, death becomes meaningless, making life the same. Do you see now? Do you see that Stanley was already dead from the moment he hit start?
This is the office layout. The core layout remains almost identical to the first iteration. Stanley's computer. The corridor. The pacing of this opening section was important to get right. The corridor has been moved and altered to make sure the player reaches the two doors in a good time. Filing cabinets. Office computers. Employee database. Please enter your command. Some credits. Aw, I found the credits. About time. Boss office. Screenshots from the development. The office clock. Whoa, this is really cool. It has like all the assets like laid out like a museum thing, kind of like the Ultra Deluxe had all the awards laid out. Maintenance room, an early version of the maintenance room. Oh. Fun. Oh, what's back here? Warzone. Early in development, we designed an ending where Stanley would end up on a battlefield fighting aliens. The action game would become sentient and would wage war against the narrator. We realized shortly after starting to build it that it was far too jokey and on the nose for the tone of the game, plus some people interpreted it as making fun of people who like shooters, which was not our intention. How interesting. I would have loved to play that. That would have been so much fun. Narrator emails. After the second trailer we sent out, we asked people to email the narrator for questions. While we had initially planned for these further promotional materials, we never found the perfect use for them. Here are a selection of those emails. Are you gay? Why are you gay? Go to the next one. Go to the next one. There we go. Dear narrator, I appreciate the previous Stanley game as a work of art and a standalone title. I appreciate the credit given to art, which is why I am eager to see a sequel, prequel, standalone companion game, because art needs a good... Okay. Will Stanley Parable have infinite quests? How many endings? Is Stanley Parable really going to let me go shopping? I hope it will have a fine selection of desert boots. Thought it said desert boobs for a second. I was like, that doesn't make sense. Reading is hard. Stanley's office. All the iterations that it was. The game design mock-up. This is the level that William, the level designer, sent Davey the writer as a kind of audition piece. The strength of this level got William hired to design the full game. Though much of the environment has changed, the basic layout from his mock-up is still in the game. Oh, that's cool. They sent out like auditions. That's how that works. That's very neat. Monitor room elevator. Monitor could go up or down with freedom above and countdown below. We abandoned this when players found it too difficult to remember what was up and what was down and placed the two endings together instead. One of the desks from an early version of the countdown ending. Oh, I think we got the countdown ending, yeah? Boss's office. What's back here? Any goodies back here? The lounge. The underground. Narration outtakes.
The big red button.
Kevin Brighting, the voice of narrator, recorded dialogue
Then he
for the
pushed the
entire
number
game
4.
roughly 3 separate times over 2 years of development. These are clips from early takes that were not used in the final game. Whoa. This is a really cool museum piece. Wow. Alright, how do I get out of here? Do I get out of here? Shouts to these people. They made a fantastic game. I think this is an absolutely great game. I don't think I've laughed so much while playing a video game before. It's been great humor all throughout. It's been non-stop. Not having the narrator here is a little weird, but I feel like I get to finally talk. Right? Get a word in edgewise.
Oh, look at these two. How they wish to destroy one another. How they wish to control one another. How they both wish to be free. Can you see? Can you see how much they need one another? No, perhaps not. Sometimes these things cannot be seen. But listen to me. You can still save those two. You can stop the program before they both fail. Push escape and press quit. There's no other way to beat this game. As long as you move forward, you'll be walking someone else's path. Stop now and it'll be your only true choice. Whatever you do, choose it. Don't let time choose for you. Don't let
No. I knew what I was walking into. I won't betray the narrator like this. I actually have to... Wait. I think I have to quit to the menu.
This is the story of a man named Stanley. Stanley...
Oh, okay. We've been through this. We were through that before. Now, the real goal is the new
All of his
content door
co-workers were
open?
gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Is. All right, everybody, we're going to wrap up here. Hope you all enjoyed those fun little bits. I think we're like finally getting to like new content with the Ultra Deluxe. I don't know. I mean, I've never played the game before. It's been a fantastic journey, though. As always, remember to like and subscribe so you don't miss any uploads. Hope to see you all in the next one, everybody. Until then, as always, stay safe and take care, and I'll see you in the next one.